Hello and welcome to another edition of After the Whistle, August 4th. We are here. Time is flying, and we got a good show for y'all.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. We had a versus last night that we was watching. It was supposed to go a little more evenly. We thought it was gonna be a little more balanced than what it turned out to be.
Yeah, it definitely should have been more balanced. You know, song selection based off the criteria and based off what was presented before you should have, they should have had the DJ on and kind of stand by what they should have played if D-Block dropped certain songs. Because I played you a song earlier today where I'm like, they could have dropped that after the first song, actually. That could have been the match. You know what I mean?
When they came out, just opened it with that song, just how that song goes. A song can't even be played on the radio because of the title. And Dipset's follow-up was like, what kind of follow-up is that?
I think, honestly,
you could call it Audible.
Yeah, honestly, the new generation don't really know about the locks and how it was tough for them to get out their deal with Bad Boy and stuff like that. So how we were anticipating that first Rough Rider album. I walked to Strawberries to go get it. Right on Boston Street from St. Mary's. So, because we had a game that day. So,
And my thing is, they should have taken they should have looked at the Jadakiss and Fabulous battle, the versus one, because Jadakiss came over-prepared for that one. Even in this one, he put on Hall of Fame NBA Final Game 7 stats up on that one.
I think, I think they talked like how they were talking before the battle came, but I don't think they were as serious as,
the
Locks
you could tell.
The Locks were dead serious, and, Harlem, I'm not saying Harlem, but D-Block, Dipset, they were serious, but
they were just...
that was their first time doing it, and so I don't really think they understood.
Yeah, and it wasn't going to go well from the introduction when they couldn't even... I don't even know what happened to their intro music, but that was a disaster in itself.
That was corny because the song they was gonna come out to was dope. That was one of the Diplomatic Community. I think that was Diplomatic Community 2. I think that intro. I think.
Yep.
But man, that was. Oh no, I think it was more than music actually.
Yeah.
I think that was the intro actually because
Duke
the God I think was on it.
Yeah.
So it was one of them joints.
And then all them people on stage.
I don't understand how people don't understand Go. When people say just get off the stage. Who are you to just sit there for 5-10 more minutes wasting time? Like, I get it. You might feel you're important, but when the performers are telling you gotta go, you gotta go. Like, I don't understand what's so hot about it. And you just had to take 4 or 5 steps, and they would have been able to continue the show because you all would have been off the stage. I just don't understand.
When you see other important people, like really important people, they're actually in the crowd.
Yeah, all the rappers and all the important people, all the athletes were in the crowd. So they're in the crowd understanding what's at hand, and why can't you people? And I get it, your entourage, but nothing was going to happen. A little pushing and shoving. They loved Jewels, man. They were just treating Jewels like they would have treated one of us because we were around the similar ages. So it's like we understood, like, when certain songs came out from the Locks, we was in school.
New Yorkers, man.
So was the Jewels. But it's all good. It was all love. I loved it both. I'm a big fan of both. That's why I couldn't pick because I thought Dipset was gonna put certain songs together, and they didn't even play. Like Weatherman wasn't even played by Jim Jones, and I'm like, that was a big hit. But to each his own, and hopefully
it was entertaining though.
Yeah,
it was very, very, very entertaining.
And hopefully we get to go to the concert when they come out here, because I would definitely let it go to that concert.
Well, like I said,
I don't go to many at all.
Yeah, New Yorkers are different. New Yorkers are really, really different. And then also, we're gonna get to the sports in a second. Yeah. Also, I was watching Last Dragon.
Oh yeah,
Pedro, you watched Last Dragon?
What is that?
Pedro, you watched The Last Dragon before?
What is that?
Oh, man, you got to check it out. 1985 karate movie, kung fu movie. It's
yeah, man. Bruce Leroy. Show enough.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, man. Show enough had me in tears. His whole character was just something else. I was in tears.
The ultimate movie villain, I'm telling you. He played that villain to a T. There aren't many people that can play a better villain than Show Enough.
When he came into the movie theater, my eyes was being like, yo, what is this right now? What is this dude starting to picking up the kid, bullying people?
You see why I was big on martial arts, too. That was another one in the collection as a kid.
Oh, man. If you never watched Last Dragon, check it out. You will get a good laugh out of that one. You know who's really serious about getting another title? The Lakers.
Yeah,
Man, they put together the old vet squad on this team. Like they talk about reload. They used that PPP loan money they took out last year to get some of these guys. I mean, the two biggest one is Carmelo and Westbrook, and you know they got some good. Brought Dwight Howard back. He played well for them. They bring in Kendrick Nunn. You know he's tough. He can get buckets. Malik Monk, maybe he could get to his potential because I thought he was gonna be good coming out of Kentucky, but too many injuries, too inconsistent.
Then sitting on the bench with Charlotte, based on who they have.
Yeah.
So I think he gets a fresh start with the Lakers, and he can come off the bench if they don't start him at the 2.
Yeah.
And just he can definitely flourish off the bench.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, this team is definitely they're gonna be entertaining for sure. We don't know if they'll win the finals or not, but they will be very entertaining to watch this entire season because man, this is.
Yeah, I think so. I don't like the critics are coming at them heavy. Some people are happy about the moves they've been making. Some people saying that these guys are too old. I got to remind people, yes, there were some stars in the league that won championships early in their career, but most stars didn't win it until like their late 20s, early 30s. Like I have a list right here. Wilt didn't win it his first time until he was 30. Akeem 31, Dirk 31, KG 32, the Big O 32, Dr. J 33, Dave Robson 33, Jay West 33, and J Kidd 38. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, experience definitely helps, especially in the playoffs. Yeah. Regular season up and down, but the playoffs you slow it down. That's when experience really comes to play.
And they got experience all over the place: point guard, shooting guard, wings. I mean. Even adding Trevor Ariza, that was another solid pickup. He could still give you, with these guys, they could give you solid minutes. Some of them might not give you 20 minutes, but they could give you a good 15 to 18 minutes. And maybe if they needed to, they could give you more than that. But it's going to be interesting to see. Now, a lot of folks look at, they also added Kent Bazemore, too, another role player guy. So they got a good, nice little core. Now it's just, figuring out how they going to work well, how they going to mesh, because it takes a little time just for guys that haven't played together that much to mesh.
Yeah, everybody knows it's going to be adjustment. But when you see playing with LeBron, he helps adjust the team quickly just because playing with LeBron is pretty easy depending on your skill set. Yeah. And if you can be efficient and you're an effective teammate, then you flourish playing with LeBron. If you want and you need the ball in your hand most of the time, then you're going to have to sit down and go play somewhere else.
And most of these guys got that old man game at this point anyways, too. So, Carmelo, he still puts you in the blender. In that phone booth, he still gets you a bucket. Westbrook, we know how he plays. Guys like the Energizer Bunny, he just doesn't stop. So it's going to be... like I said, this is going to be a very, very entertaining team. But now I don't know what's going to happen with Schroeder and some of those other guys from last year. But, right now he's still on the roster. But,
When I see all the Instagram posts about the team, I don't even see him on the roster when they post a new roster. So
yeah, I'm looking at
it might just be the new additions. You know what I mean? Yeah. And because I didn't put Jordan on the list only because my list was players that won their first championship at the age of 30 and above. So,
gotcha.
Because he was like 27, 28, I think, won the first.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, somewhere around there. Also, another team that made some moves was the Bulls. Yeah, signing DeMar DeRozan and Lonzo Ball. This was adding Lonzo and Zach LaVine to that team. It's gonna be interesting because they're kind of guard heavy right now.
Yeah, they are. But I like the moves they made just because obviously DeRozan and Ball are gonna be the starting backcourt. Yeah. Well, LaVine probably playing the 3. You know what I mean? But which is not a problem. Or you could switch DeMar and LaVine at the 3 just because they can go small. But I like it how, LaVine is predominantly a 3-point shooter. You know what I mean? Gets to the cup. DeRozan, predominantly 2-point, you know what I mean? Pull-up jump shooter. Gets to the cup. And then you add, Ball that can distribute, and he does a little bit of everything. So I like that big 3. It's not really a big 3, but definitely a solid 3 to surround your team around.
And if they really want to mess around, they have a 3-guard lineup that they could put in with Kobe White, who's probably one of my favorite young players because he's so explosive. And he's also another guy that get buckets. Yeah, so you got those 3 guys, and then you got the young guy Patrick Williams and the vet Vucevic. It's like this team, they put together a nice roster. Now I don't remember who their coach is, but it's that's gonna be a big factor is coaching because coaching really matters with especially with like these guys right
Yeah,
now.
because when you look on paper, you're like, oh, it's a playoff team. But
Yeah.
that's when coaching comes into play because we have a lot of teams that look great on paper that just don't figure it out.
Yeah, and it was also interesting that New Orleans would let Ball go because he got Zion so many easy buckets. Like Zion got 8 to 10 points just from cutting to the basket and Lonzo just throwing him the alleys and getting him the ball.
Who did New Orleans get?
It was like a
Or who
signing.
did they draft?
I don't remember. But
Because I didn't really look
Yeah, I
too much
don't-
into the Pelicans.
I don't. But they got that Thaddeus Young and they got another somebody else. No, that's the Spurs who got that Young. Never mind. The Pelicans pretty much they messing up Lonzo's chances of staying there with the stuff they're doing. Right, I said Lonzo. Zion's chances of actually staying there because of this is one of the reasons Anthony Davis left because they just make moves that are questionable, getting rid of players, good players too, solid players that would help them, and what do you get in return? And now you have Zion and Brandon Ingram, but it's like, what else are we gonna do here?
Remember what I told you about their number one picks and how long they stay there? They don't stay there that often. They usually stay there till their first set contract is done, and then they move on.
And they should know too because of how Zion already expressed about certain other arenas and certain other teams that he wanted to play when he was coming out of Duke. So when his free agency comes up and he's like he's looking around, he's just like, well, bye, and then you're just gonna be like, well,
yeah. Hey, I like that. Like that players have more control of their career, in their destiny. So hey, if he's not happy being there, then move on.
Yeah, pretty much so. We're gonna see, but yeah, the Bulls are definitely gonna be a team to watch. They're gonna be entertaining for sure. Very entertaining. All right, and then this to no surprise at all. Well, a little bit, but Chris Paul re-signs with the Suns. He had declined that. He had opted out. He opted out of that player option. Declined the player option, and he got another 4-year, I believe, like $120 million deal. Yo, he's been finessing teams in his advanced age. Yeah, 120 mil is his contract for 4 years. He's 36. Chris Paul's like 36 now or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
So he's probably gonna play out the rest of his career there. But, geez, you see more and more of these guys, even when they're way older, getting these big contracts.
Yeah, I mean, they paid their dues, so they're getting their monies, and they're still producing at a high level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Older than the quote-unquote average player would, but then these guys on average plays, they're Hall of Famers, and they're great, and they understand the game, and they understand the business of the game.
Yeah.
So that's why they've finessed some of these teams. And, Chris Paul, he's been what? He's been part of, like, the head of the Player Association and all that. So, he knows the ins and outs of the game. He rubbed elbows with some of the, the bigger people, some of the best people to rub elbows with. So, I feel like they're doing him a favor, which is not a problem at all because, like I said, he's a Hall of Famer and he's paid his dues and he's productive. So when you pay your dues and you produce, you get what you ask for.
Man, he declined the $44 million player option. He would have been played on this upcoming season, and this deal's even better. And then if you look at his stats from last year, he averaged 16 points, 8 assists, 49% shooting, 39% from the field, close to 40% from the field. He had a very, very productive year, and he was able to stay healthy too.
Yeah,
that's one of the big things that usually hampers him. Is like he'd get hurt at some point, but he was able to stay healthy, and we saw. I mean, they made that run. They just
fell short.
They just needed a couple more veterans on the team.
They needed one more.
Yeah, they did, but. Maybe they'll sign him. Maybe they'll pick somebody up in free agency. We'll see. The way NBA free agency's been going, it's been wild. Like, people getting paid left and right, and then there's the Celtics. We ain't gonna talk. I ain't even put them in here because I don't even want to stress myself out with them. But
cool beans.
Yeah, I have no idea. No clue what in the world they're doing over there. We got some NFL news for y'all. So Carson Wentz, we know what was one of his issues in Philly, staying healthy.
Oh, I know.
Ain't even play a game yet. He had to have surgery on his foot, so he's out 5 to 12 weeks. He's going to miss probably the first 3 or 4 games of the season. And to make matters worse, their starting tackle, their best tackle, he's also out with the same exact injury as Carson Wentz, and he had to get surgery. So it's like, man, wow. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with these foot injuries. When I seen it on ESPN, I sent you that text and I was dying just because it's like thought he was cursed in Philly. I feel like his career just might be cursed. Might just be one of those guys who just can't get over the injury bug, which has happened to many players in the NFL just over the years. But I don't know if you want to get like your cleats checked out or the field checked out.
Oh, the turf, yeah. I was about
because if this happens to more players in the future, then there might be a problem with that turf.
Yeah, I mean, when it happens to your starting quarterback and then your best offensive lineman, is like, okay, what is going on with the turf over here? Hey, what can they do? And this team, they weren't even a bad team. They were a playoff team last year. They had they were Phillip Rivers' dumb interception away. Phillip Rivers' interception from moving on to the next round of the postseason, and they have a solid team. They have the weapons. They have the offense. They have the offensive line. They have the receivers. They have the running backs, and they have a pretty good defense in this day and age of the NFL that you could win a championship with. And it's just like, man, all this, and there was expectations coming into the season, and now this is what you're hit with. The first month of the season is pretty much, you better try to be like 2-2 or something like that.
Yeah, man. All you can do is pray and hope, they rehab quickly and come back as soon as possible. And then you can just hope the next guys up can produce or just stay efficient enough to make sure they stay afloat by going like 2-2 or something like that.
Yeah, let me ask. So,
or at least 1-3, but don't go 0-4.
Oh, never mind. They're probably gonna go like 0-4.
Oh, okay.
Their quarterbacks.
That's all it is.
Their quarterbacks are somebody named Jacob Eason, Sam Ellinger, rookie out of Texas, Brett Hundley, and Jalen Morton. Those are the other quarterbacks. So,
all right.
Yeah.
I mean, they are human beings, so I mean, they're gonna go out there and hopefully do their best.
Oh man.
And their best is good enough to keep the team afloat. Like,
yeah, you know what they're gonna be doing is handing that ball off to their running backs.
Hand off the right way.
One cursed team with injuries to another cursed team with injuries. The Philadelphia Eagles first-round pick Devontae Smith, he's out. I believe he got a MCL injury that's going to sideline him for a while. He's not done for the season. He'll make a recovery, but there's another one. You got him to help out whoever's going to be the starting quarterback over there, because I have no idea who they're actually going to start at quarterback. I don't know if it's going to be Jalen Hurts or somebody else, but you lose somebody that you had high expectations for to coming in. You drafted him real high, and now he's going to be sidelined for a couple weeks. Might not be the same by the time the season starts. It'll take him a little while to get it. So it's like, man, it's like the worst time in the world to just have these injuries, especially during camp.
Yeah, man. It's just, unfortunately, it's just part of professional sports, man. Yeah. And it's just part of training camp. It's just part of the game. You got to get lucky sometimes.
These guys haven't been lucky for a while now. They have not been lucky ever since they won that Super Bowl. I think that their luck ran out. After that, they've all their luck has ran out.
And I just mean as like from a player aspect, you have some players who barely ever get injured.
Yeah.
And there's some players who just, catch the injury bug here and there. And there's some players who just can't stop getting injured.
Yeah.
So it's just, you gotta get lucky.
Yeah, definitely so. And they're in a division where we don't even know who's gonna. Well, I think the favorite in this division is the Washington, because they were the most consistent team last year, but it's all up in the air right now. So
it is.
Yeah, so we'll see about that. All right, Olympics. You know how everybody was talking so much trash about Team USA because they lost their first game to France, and then they lost those exhibition games. They've been all of a sudden everybody's quiet after they've been winning. It's like everybody comes out the woodworks when they lose, but then when they win, it's just like you don't know. You're like, oh, okay.
This world is like fueled off negativity.
Yeah.
And, I'm definitely not the first person to ever say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just what it is. Like, you start doing well, oh, that's what they're supposed to do.
Right.
They don't say nothing, they brush it off. They start losing a little bit. They start chuckling and having all type of jokes and stuff, and it's just I never understood it because I'm not one of those people. So
Me either. I didn't get it either because you would have thought they got knocked out of the getting a gold medal. It was like they lost a couple of exhibition games and they lost the first game, and they've been blowing teams out ever since. It's like they finally all figured out just how to play with each other or how to share the basketball or whatever they figured out. They just figured it out pretty much, and it's just like, yeah, it was gonna take them a little time because they didn't have their normal Olympic camp styles that they usually do.
Bro, they had guys still playing in the playoffs.
Right.
While these guys were playing exhibition games, not even just like training camp for USA, the exhibition games.
Yeah.
And then these guys are coming dead tired, coming to play these games and trying to adjust to a new playing style and new teammates. I'm sure that was tiring and exhausting for some of the players, you know what I mean? But they had some time to rest, had some time to, build some camaraderie, and they figured it out.
Yeah, it's pretty much give Kevin Durant the ball when you guys need a bucket.
But when you talk to Team USA, they're always held to one standard, and that's the dream team. But people got to understand, that team was a team full of Hall of Famers and a college kid at the time who had to be a decent pro. Yeah. But, like those guys conquered and destroyed. Like it seemed like them guys grew up playing together the way they was playing. And like I said, the standard was always higher growing up. Like you had to go undefeated in college football and all these things. So like they wanted to go undefeated. There was no playing with them. We destroyed you and go home. Yeah. But teams aren't in R anymore. Yeah. More teams have professional players, so they get used to seeing these guys, and then it's like, oh. Then their teammates like, oh, I'm playing with an NBA guy myself who's been killing you in the regular season. So why am I scared of you now? Yeah. So it just, heightens the confidence of certain teams.
And sometimes in basketball, it's just like sometimes it's just not your day. And it happens. I think that first game, it just wasn't their day that game. It was just
but
wasn't.
Let's be real, though. We have been having, not our days more consistently than 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of them things. They don't take things as serious as they once did.
And they be trotting out guys that are in their second or third year in the league and stuff like that. And then these guys that play overseas, they've all been playing together for year round and stuff, or for years too.
And that's what I mean about the Dream Team was just destroyed because they played their Hall of Famers and that was it. Yeah. They wasn't playing with you.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah, I mean, we saw when we saw 2008, 2012, 2016, and it's like, all right, so they sent out the best of the best, and it wasn't even a.
Yeah, it wasn't even a match, especially that LeBron thing.
Yeah, the LeBron Kobe ones.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But and people forget about the second Dream Team.
Oh, the 96 one?
Yeah, they forget about that team that would go. That was nice, too. So it was just a standard, you know what I mean? When you send out, you're considered best of the best, you're supposed to destroy it. And when you drop a couple games, people are going to let you hear it. But we knew it wasn't that serious.
And then on the women's side, they also advanced. I think they haven't lost a game. It's been a while since they've lost a game in, international play. The Team USA women's.
Because women are ferocious. You already know women are they think men are women are ferocious on the court. They don't want to give you an inch. Yeah. So I'm not surprised. And they're just built different than a lot of these teams. A lot of these teams I felt like they haven't caught up yet. The good teams have caught up, but the other team they just physically haven't caught up yet.
And the thing with the women, they don't toy around. It's like we're gonna get this over with. So our starters could sit, and then the other players could come in because we're not about to just sit here and mess around with y'all. And that's one thing we'll say in the women's game. When they're playing a team that they're head and shoulders better than, they're not even giving you a chance of hope or any sign of hope that you're gonna win. From the jump ball, it's like, all right, and it helps. You got Agent Wilson and Brittany Griner, they're just intimidating. If you just standing on the other side, you look at them, they're just like...
They don't got to jump to block these women.
Yeah. Yeah.
The average play is 5'7", 5'8".
Yeah. Yeah, so... Team USA, both men's and women's, are a couple steps closer to getting the gold medal. Also, lastly, on the Olympics... Okay, this was interesting, very interesting. Simone Biles, she got bronze, and then I forget that event that it did. I forget it.
I haven't been following.
So she won bronze. I forgot the name of that event. It's the one that the bar you gotta whatever. Whoever knows the name, let me know because I forget the name of it. But yeah, it was weird because last week she didn't compete in one of the events, and I was going in with the understanding I thought she was just completely done with the Olympics in general. That she was just done. I didn't know she was gonna come back and compete in another event, which was from all the stuff I was reading and all the stuff you're reading. That's what it seemed like was happening. That she was just done with the Olympics, and that was not the case. I was like, oh, this is weird.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
Yeah.
When I heard it, I just thought, mental health problem. She
Yeah.
was sitting it out, relaxing, flying back home, and was going to enjoy it from the confinements of her own space.
Yeah.
But she stayed out there, supported her team, and now she's competing, which is not a problem at all. But I never knew you could do that. People, they're more sensitive to mental health now, so I guess you might get a little sick day or two.
Yeah,
if it's needed, but I just never heard of that. But I'm all supportive of Simon Biles.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah, it was just very. Yeah, it was very just very very interesting. Just
Simone, I meant.
Yeah, the sequence of events that happened. It was just very interesting because I'm just like, okay, clearly she's clearly going through some things right now, and I'm just like, well, is she so she's leaving, or is she just gonna sit back and support her the other gymnastics?
Yeah, it was kind of odd.
Yeah, very odd, but hey, glad she came out there in one piece and didn't hurt herself, because that's one thing she was saying. She was saying like when she was doing her floor challenge, when she was doing all them spins, she said like she didn't feel right when she landed, so that could be another thing. And she be up in that air for, I don't know, Lord who knows how long, doing all them flips. So
I mean, you need a certain level of focus to be good in regular sports. So
Yeah.
an Olympic sport like that,
Yeah.
any gymnastic sport, you have to have to give that whatever competition you're doing the undivided attention.
Yeah.
You can't think about nothing else, because you in that air, you might think about something else and you might miss the beam.
yeah,
And
yeah,
be face planting like the homegirl did, but she was just practicing her falls. But you might actually do that by accident. Right. But
they don't know what we talking about.
the meme on Instagram with the little Caucasian lady doing her little flip, and she laying like this on the mat twice. She just practicing her fall, seeing how far she could be from the bar.
Yeah.
I guess she does it quite often. I've never seen people do that on live TV. I've seen like practice things,
Yeah.
documentaries, and I've seen people do it in the background. But I've
Yeah.
never seen.
Yeah. But yeah, good for her. And also, it was also disappointing, like the criticism that she got for withdrawing from that competition that she didn't want to do, and just folks were just overly critical of her for it's like people. She clearly stated she's not in the right state of mind, and now it's become an issue. Like what? We just find any reason to be critical of people, even though they'll lay out the reasons why they do it, but yet we'll still find a reason to be critical of them. It's just like, all right, come on now.
I mean, we're taught to be sensitive to women's needs as a society, so I don't understand when a woman has some issues why we can't be sensitive to her as a country or as a world, because I'm sure we weren't the only country saying stuff about her.
Yeah.
Not us personally, but as a country, what I mean? We are guilty by association.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
So, it's pretty sad how you preach one thing and then you go against the grain, where you see a woman who's representing us as a country is going through something, and you bash her. Like, that's unnecessary.
And it's always the people like, well, if I was her and blah, blah, blah. Like, well, clearly you're not, because if you were, you'd be over there doing what she's doing, but you're not.
That's why you were talentless, and the only talent you have is in your fingers, because you like to type
Yeah. Yeah.
1,000,000 words a minute.
Man. But yeah, that's wild. That is wild. All right, what are we going to go to? We are going to go Athlete's Corner. We got Anderson Blanco from Private Juice Fitness, Silver Gloves champion. He got a match on Saturday, actually, in New York. Yeah, young kid, sophomore Lynn Tech. He said he's looking future in coding, too.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
to talk to him, man.
Yeah, he's a good kid, good
A
kid.
little video game.
Yeah, facts. Check this out, and then we're going to come back with highlights. Hello, and welcome to another edition of Athlete's Corner. Today we are talking boxing with Anderson Diego, Silver Glove champion. What's going on, sir? How are you?
Everything good, everything good.
All right, man. All right. Pleasure for you to come here to chat with me. Gonna talk some boxing here today. You know, as I said, it was previously your Silver Gloves champion. Won it a couple weeks ago up in Derry, New Hampshire. Just talk to me about that fight that you had up there.
That fight was one of my first fights, actually. You know, probably like the second. Been preparing for it for a long time now.
Yeah.
And it was just excitement, a lot of excitement, especially when you know what's involved, you know. So it was a lot of enthusiasm, anxiety, perhaps.
Yeah, I could imagine. I can imagine because also you said, you know, been boxing for like 3 years, and you said last year is COVID. You couldn't. Nothing happened last year for you.
Nothing.
It's more so just training at home, and then you come back, things start opening up, and now you got a big fight. You know, what were your nerves going into that fight? What were your nerves like going into that fight, I should say?
Well, one of the first thing I had in my mind was just my goal, you know, to just be great, you know, just be great at whatever you do. So, and then the other thought that I had was just, come on, 3 years training in and out of the gym. I've been preparing for this. There shouldn't be a reason why I will back off, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Talk about the fight. What did you see from your opponent? What got you? What gave you the advantage in that fight?
First thing I had in mind was the feints. Just feint him. Because once you have your opponent drowning in feints, they don't know what to do. You could establish your jab, so you establish your jab, bob, bob, bob. Hit him with a straight, see how he reacts. And once you know how he reacts, you find that opening. So if I throw a jab, he slips, but his body's open.
Yeah.
Next time I could just feint him, take the opportunity to the body. And the same could be done with the head.
Yeah.
You know? So that was a big, huge part of it.
Yeah. So how many rounds did it go? How many rounds did that fight go?
It was first round TKO.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's quite the way to make a. Wow. Okay, man. Did that? Were you a little surprised that it went that you got the TKO that quick in the first round? Or was just like.
I'll be honest with you. I was not expecting. I was not looking for that. I was just looking for I was looking to box. Long range, the whole 3 rounds, but it just came unexpected.
Yeah. Well,
I was like, well, I have him right here. Why not?
Hey, man. Hey, the quicker you get it done, the better, right? As long better him than you, as the saying goes, man. And I understand that now you got another fight coming up this week up in New York. Talk to me a little about this one coming up.
Right now, I'm just preparing myself mentally. That's one. Physically, I'm still preparing myself. As long as I can prepare myself more, the better. Just thinking of what's coming, who I'm gonna face. I'm not really preparing myself strictly for a person or preparing my jab because I'm gonna use it a lot. No, I'm preparing myself as a whole, just an all-around boxer, because in amateurs you don't know who you're gonna box until you actually go there.
Yeah. Talk to me about that. You know, in professional level, they know who they're gonna box in. You know, they have months in advance of scouting their opponent and properly trained for them. But when you don't know who you're gonna fight, how's the training and how's the mental part of that?
Well, for me, I just keep focus. You keep focus on first the talent that I have. Make sure that everything is all set there. Make sure that it's as best as it could be. Work on other skills that I have been building up. Make a routine. So like, let's say Monday, I come into the gym, and I'm supposed to work my whole thing, right? Like I told you, whole round boxer. The thing is that you can't do everything in one day.
Yeah.
So you could practice on Monday the jab, practice everything else, but strictly the jab, more the jab than anything else. Then Tuesday you practice your straights, concentrate more on the straights. Wednesday, such and such. But there's enough time to practice two punches. So I practice jab straight one day, the next day hugs. Just concentrate on it and run a lot every day.
And also, correct me if I'm wrong with this, in the amateur level, you kind of almost have almost know the set dates for when your fights are going to come up, or have a timetable of when your fights are going to be? Am I correct on that?
Well, we just really know once they notify us if I win.
Okay.
They tell us the date for the next event,
Mm.
and from there we work on. But further than that, we don't know.
No. Okay.
Or at least I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, gotcha. We talked a little off the camera a little bit about, you said you started boxing. It's been 3 years, and you said last year it was a little challenge for everybody, in the world, especially, and not being able to get in the gym and having to do workouts at home or having to come up with your own type of workouts. Just talk about all of the pandemic, being at home and just not being able to go to the gym. Just tell me, how did that change your focus, and how did that mentally help you?
Well, I guess it has its disadvantage and its advantage, because when you're working alone, it's just you, and you're at distance. You don't have much of everything that a gym got. You start thinking. First 2 days it's calm. You start thinking, all right, well, this is nothing. Just wake up early, do the same thing like you were in the gym, except you don't have as many resources. But work with what you got. So for me, it's just shadow boxing, my 3-pound weights, 10, 15-pound dumbbells, and running outside. And obviously the calisthenics, so push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups. So usually I go to bed like around 10, sometimes even later. That's on just Saturdays, and wake up around 8 a.m. 8 a.m. Get ready, work out. After that, I actually read some books after my workout. Also code. So you're in quarantine, you gotta, you can't stress your body too much when I work out.
Yeah, definitely. It seems like you were figuring out various ways to keep yourself active and
not lose my mind.
Definitely understandable. What got you into boxing? What led you to start boxing?
Well, first, when I was around 12 years old, I saw my first boxing fight, and it wasn't, modern day boxing fight. It was actually Muhammad Ali. So once I looked at him, I was just thinking, it's like a very far thought, a lot of people might be like, dreams, chase your dreams, But I looked at it like a serious thing. So I was like just thinking, how would it feel to be him in that ring, to be great? And I think that was kind of just the bomb to set everything up.
Now, previously, was there any members of your family that boxed before, or did you know anybody that was in the boxing field?
Oh yes, my dad.
Okay.
My dad, he was just an amateur fighter. Didn't go far. Back then, there was very little opportunity, especially outside of the United States. So, but he did have the heart. Unfortunately, though, times defer things.
Yeah, definitely. Where was he fighting?
Oh wait.
Where was he? Where is he that fighting?
Dominican Republic.
He was fighting in the DR.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Have you seen any fights of his? Or
Oh no, there weren't even cameras back then.
But he told you the stories and stuff of some of his matches.
Yeah, he told me some of those when I was younger, and I was just thinking, oh yeah, that's cool and all. Kind of like, and then when like I told you, when I saw Muhammad Ali, I was like, well, things got serious.
Definitely. Definitely. Time's running out. I know. Talk to me about Alex and the stuff what he meant for you and how he's helped you, throughout this process.
Alex is just an amazing person, really. I think he's one of the most, if not the most amazing person I've ever met. He's just, what can I say? He's like, he's, apart from a coach, he's like a friend. He's family. He just has this connection with me that nobody else like him has, He just is on a different level. There's barely any words to describe. It's just a lot of love, a lot of feelings. He's strict. That's one of the things I like about him. when he tells you to do something, you have to do it. You might not understand now, but once you see the product, the aftermath, then you're gonna be like, oh, I get it now. You know, sometimes you just have to follow the light.
Yeah, definitely. And then lastly, I know everybody was watching Rashida over there in Japan during the Olympics. You know, she got a whole lot of support. I mean, talk to me about just knowing that someone from that gym was able to go and compete in the Olympics.
It opens up, just mentally, it opens up some doors. You know, like earlier it would be like, well, you could win silver gloves, you could be a national champion, but Olympics, kind of just silent.
Yeah.
But now that I've seen her, it's like we have something to work with, you know, because it's possible, you know, it's really possible. And she's just a big motivation, really. Is no matter if she lost or win, I just want her to know that she did her best. After doing her best, she looked good out there, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Good. For me, she won.
Yeah, definitely. Before we get up out of here, please tell people if they want to follow you, link them to your social media pages, all that good stuff.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at official_Anderson Blanco.
All right, and let them know for Saturday, this fight Saturday, let them know the time.
Saturday, 7th and 8th, New York. I will be posting it on my Instagram too, the times. Right now I don't have it currently, but the date, yes, I do.
All right. Make sure you check that out when he posts that. My man, appreciate it.
Thank you.
No problem. You guys have been watching the Athlete's Corner. Have a great day. And we are back. All right, it's time for the highlights part of our show. So first, we're going to go lights out. Gym Summer League. Here's some Summer League highlights from last Thursday and Monday. Had some crazy games over there. The final 8 teams are playing tomorrow. And then next week, I believe, is a championship game. But check these highlights out in there. Talk a little bit more about that when we come back. We are back.
Oh, we talking about something else though.
Stop the Violence Summer League highlights. Check these out, man. This dude here, man. All right, and we are back. Shout out to the Stop the Violence committee for putting on that summer league, a 4-game season, championship game. That was pretty cool. Pretty cool of them. Had them kids out there just hooping and staying out of trouble.
Definitely need that. Need more of that.
But definitely, man. Got the Shoe City Classic this weekend, starting Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Marion Gardens. So if you ain't got nothing to do, go check it out. And yeah, that's all I can think of right now. Last one, Lynn Classical, Lynn English, 2007. There was a fight that happened in this game in the stands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, girls fighting in the stands.
I feel like I heard about it, but I was in school at the time.
Yeah,
So.
man. I was watching it. I was dying. Hoffman's like, and the girls are fighting. Check these highlights out, and we gonna come back. All right, and we are back. All right, let's go around the sports world. I mean, we don't want to talk about it, but Celtics signed Josh Richardson. I don't know how many guards you want to have on this team, but you signed Josh Richardson. You trade Moses Brown. I don't know who in the world is going to be their center or who's going to be on their front court, but yes, they need more guards.
At least they have, another defensive guy, just in case Smock is injured again. There won't be that much of a lapse in the defensive end.
By the way, it's looking, they might trade him.
Well, that might be why they picked up this guy.
Man.
He can score too, so, Not the worst pickup, but some of the moves they're making haven't been making the best sense because you had some nice projects that you could have developed and turned them into something great, and you just dropped it. But, this is also based on, why this might justify some of our opinions about some of the moves they made in the front office and things of that nature. But let's just stay tuned and see what they do in the future.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's move on. NFL, officially, football is here. It's going to be, I think they said 27 straight weekends of football, college or pro. So tomorrow, officially, it's going to be a preseason game, first preseason game, the NFL Hall of Fame game, Dallas and Pittsburgh, 8 o'clock on NBC. But, that's, I ain't watching it, but, people that want to divest everything into preseason football, there's something for y'all to watch. North Shore Navigators, they're in the postseason right now. They won their wild card game last night, 3-2 over Vermont. I believe they're playing again today or tomorrow, one of the two.
Congrats.
Sorry, I don't have this information, but we do a lot over here, so sometimes we can't get it.
And if you guys cared that much, you guys look it up yourself.
Visit the Navigators website. They have it there.
There you go. Boom. Look it up.
St. Mary's baseball, they were honored at the State House I believe it was yesterday, the baseball team for winning the state championship. They were honored at the State House. That's congratulations to them once again. They can go to the State House, but they can't come over here and talk to me. Like someone get their coach, let him know I've been trying to get in contact with him, so they could come here and talk to us. Somebody make that happen, 'cause why not? We are here. Makes the most sense. Come here, talk to us. That's another thing. All right, East Lynn Padres. They won the City Series championship. Congratulations to the East Lynn Padres. The Red Sox, they've dropped 6 of 7 games. They lost to the Tigers 4-2 last night. I mean, this is one of them moments in the baseball season where they're just ready to get the postseason started. Other NBA news: John Collins signed a 5-year, $125 million deal with the Hawks. Congratulations to him on getting that money. Trey Young, 5-year, $207 million deal with the Hawks too. You know, by the time he's 27, he'll be up for another big contract. So
More money.
Kemba Walker's heading to the Knicks. They reached a buyout with the Thunder, and he'll be going back home to New York City.
Man, great for him to go back home. That's dope.
Him and Derrick Rose going to be playing together. It's going to be interesting. Yeah, Kemba got something to prove too. Steph Curry, 4-year, $215 million extension with the Warriors. So he's pretty much going to be a Warrior for life and play out the rest of his career there. He's guaranteed $261 million the next 5 seasons. So,
Yo, you know what's dope about Kemba though going? He played in Connecticut, Massachusetts, and going back home to New York.
he's been in the whole tri-state.
He's a whole New Englander.
Yeah.
Tri-State. Because I think Tri-State is Jersey, I think.
Yeah.
Because I played in the Tri-State in prep school.
Yeah.
But that's dope. That's dope. Good for him. Ain't good for Steph Curry, man. We all knew Steph was going to be a Warrior. This ain't really news to the world.
So all these guys getting a lot of pay.
Yeah.
All right, your Heat, they re-signed Victor Oladipo to a 1-year deal, and they also picked up Kyle Lowry. I think they picked up someone else as well, but they've done some moves in free agency that's going to help their team. Oh, Duncan Robinson, $95 million deal. Congratulations to him. He re-signed with them, and I believe they picked up Goran Dragić's contract. So they re-up. They want to run it back and added some new additions to the team. So
Yeah, man. I hope some of them players just add a little bit more to their game, and they'll be even better on the court.
yeah, definitely.
Some of them.
Some of them, yeah. Some of them. All right, Major League Baseball top 10 plays. We're going to come back and wrap this up. All right. And we are back. Yes, sir. Coming to an end. Yeah, that's we gave y'all everything for this show. I mean, yeah, that is about it.
Shout out to Rashida.
Oh yeah.
You know, I don't think she was victorious in her first fight. I haven't seen the stats for the other fights. I don't know how many more fights she has
No,
left.
it was only
one?
Yeah.
I thought you get to fight a couple more times to place because it's gold, silver, and bronze. I didn't know.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
But-
Well, shout out to her anyways for being out there, man, competing.
From what I heard, the fight was really close.
That's
Really
dope.
close, and I think a lot of people not happy with the judges' decisions because some people felt she won. But
Okay.
hey, as long as she did the thing, she did her thing
Yeah,
out there.
man.
Also, there's some fights this weekend. Todd got one on Saturday, the 7th. He got one in Springfield. Dennis Ventura, he just had one in DR. He won his match, and he got another one later this month. A lot of boxing happening. A lot of fighters in Lynn doing their thing. So everybody just keep doing your stuff. Keep working hard, and we got your backs. And on that note, make sure you follow him, Mr. Burton 23 on Instagram, Mukala K on Instagram, LCTV After the Whistle on Instagram, Lynn Community Television Facebook page, lyntv.org. Yeah, go all that. We got highlights on LCTV After the Whistle too. There's a whole bunch of highlights on there, so make sure you go check it out. We are out of here. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen.